Hey y'all, Happy New Year! I cannot believe it has been this long since I've talked to you guys. So I had to come on and say Happy New Year. It's time to like shed stuff, right? I'm like working really hard here on getting rid of some things around here. I just went live on Instagram. If you haven't checked out my Instagram, it's Brett Shuford. But I wanted to sit down and just talk to you guys about my plans for this year, okay? I made some notes so I don't forget anything. But first off, let's just talk about 2018. It was a crazy year. It was wildly crazy for me. Steven and I made this huge change. We moved to Charleston. We are trying something new. We want to just give it a go and see if we can start a family. We have started this vlog on Gays with Kids that I don't know if you've seen it, but we started documenting our process towards becoming dads through surrogacy, and that's just been a real trip learning about that. I grew a mustache. What do y'all think of the mustache? Leave it in the comments below. But first off, I just want to talk about Broadway. You know, I am such a fan of Broadway and theater. I just love theater. It's what I've committed my whole life to. And I've just found it really challenging before we left New York because I'm not thrilled about what's happening on Broadway. There's just not a lot that excites me as an artist opening. And when I looked back on the year, I mean, I saw some great things, right? So there was a lot of gay plays that happened last year. I guess they know that there's a lot of gay men that love theater. But Angels in America was by far two of the most exciting nights of my year, seeing that show. I did not get to see the other gay plays, Torch Song Trilogy or Boys in the Band. But I heard they were great, and I knew a couple people in them, so I was super happy for them. I haven't seen any other plays. Can't afford Harry Potter because I don't have $800 to spend on it. Ferryman opened after I left. The Network just opened. I still haven't seen that. So none of the British plays I've been able to see. But what we did see before we left was Pretty Woman. And I don't think I'm their target demographic. So let me just start by saying that. Pretty Woman has some really good friends of ours in it, and I'm super happy for them to be employed. And I think it's a really fun show, but to me, they just missed the mark. They missed an opportunity that was so frustrating to me. It's like, it's a show about a prostitute who, I think they never really get to like the meat of who she is as a woman. And in 2018, I just think that's unacceptable. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. I just feel like you had such an opportunity to talk about why she got to where she is and what motivated her to get there, and instead of just like waiting for this man to sort of rescue her, which sort of exactly what happens at the end. There's like a white horse that arrives, and like, I mean, it was so disappointing, and yet it's doing great. So nothing I say is going to affect that show, and I'm super happy that my friends are employed. Seriously. It's doing great. It's selling great. But we were like, I think we should just step away and reevaluate what we're doing. I hear The Prom is great, and I have some really good friends in that, and I'm super happy for them. If you haven't seen The Prom, or if you have seen The Prom, let me know what you think. But I hear it's great. What they did on the Macy's Parade, I was super proud of them for that. And the cast is like stellar. If you are in New York and you want to see some amazing work, I would say go see that. And I'm super excited that Laura Benanti, and actually our friend of ours from Hello Dolly, is going to be stepping in for Freddie Eynsford Hill. And I'm just so glad that they're doing mixed race casting for that show too. And this guy, I mean, he can sing. Christian Dante White. If you don't know him, he can sing. And then the Cher Show, which, it's an interesting thing. So that kind of leads me into 2019 because, with the year looking forward, it's an interesting time for theater. Like, what's really happening here when you've got the Cher Show opening, you've got Beautiful Running, which is doing great. You've got Huey Lewis and the News coming. Even this new musical, Girl from the North Country, is about, it's all using Bob Dylan music. You got the Alanis Morissette musical coming. You got Waitress, which is the Sarah Bareilles musical running. It's interesting that there are very few original musical theater composers really happening now. It's all, unless you've already established yourself as a pop star, it's going to be really hard to get your show produced. There's one show coming called Hadestown that I think is going to be really cool. And I've listened to, you can listen to the cast recording from London. Great cast. I hear Girl from the North Country is amazing too. So I'm not dogging on it, but it's just an interesting time to look at what's popular and what's happening in the theater world. And I will say, like, being here in Charleston, I feel very removed from it. But of course, I was like realizing I'm such a nerd. Like, I know so much about this stuff and I read about it all the time. I might as well talk about it on YouTube Live. So, and a lot of these shows that are coming, King Kong opened, which I've heard is not good and got terrible reviews. And again, I always hate to see people not have jobs, but I also get very frustrated that producers rush to get things open to sell tickets and not necessarily focus on telling a story and making it a really solid piece of theater that goes beyond just selling tickets. So it's going to be an interesting year for theater, and I'm hoping that I can get to see it. What is cool for Charleston here is they just announced today the Spoleto Festival. Now, if you don't know what the Spoleto Festival is, Spoleto Festival USA happens in June, and it's 3 weeks of intense arts, like performing arts out the wazoo. There's opera, there's theater, there's jazz music, there's orchestral music, there's international companies, dance companies that come in. And Steve and I are going to be here and going to be going to all of them. We might even be performing in some things, so keep an eye here. There's the Spoleto Festival, and then there's the Piccolo Spoleto Festival that all happen here May into June. So I'm super excited about that. That's going to be really exciting. So if you think you're going to be down in Charleston for Spoleto, let us know. We would love to meet up, have a meetup while we're here. And the other thing, I have to say this, 2018 was all about Broadway Husbands. And if you haven't subscribed to Broadway Husbands channel, go to YouTube, look up Broadway Husbands, look up our Instagram. We're growing like bananas. I mean, we're almost at 6,000 followers on Instagram, and we just started last summer. So it's been a really fun thing to document our process of becoming dads and becoming teachers out here and creating some next level art in the South, you know? Anyway, I'm so happy you guys are here. I've missed you, and you're gonna see a lot more of me now that we've settled. I really had to take a break, but things are gonna start picking back up. So subscribe to this channel, make sure you like this video, check out some of my other videos, and also check out my Instagram Live today. I'm giving away some stuff, so I'd love to see you guys over there. All right, bye.